Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's the Fall Champion Series here from Level Next. I'm your host, Chris Puckett, joined once again. We got the one great user with us in the middle, and of course, the man you first met back on our exhibition night. Josh Lewin returns on the mic for some play-by-play. And gentlemen, this is week 2 of conference play. User, we saw some big names break out in our first week. Tonight, we get introduced to so many new players.
Yeah, man, we have a whole bunch of pros in here that I did not know. I was starting looking through the list because we had that government. Now I'm starting to see. I'm like, okay, we got some good players like J Wall, Football 88, even prodigies in this tournament. So I'm definitely excited to see these boys get down.
Josh, it's a huge tournament, the biggest we have seen in collegiate Madden. Walk us through. What's that prize pool for this baby?
Well, I don't know about you guys. 150 large. That's enormous. When I was told that was the prize pool, that was a pleasant surprise for me, and I'm not even in the tournament. So obviously it's a very cool figure to look at that when you see a comma right there where it is. Usually you'd see it slid over a little bit to the left.
Right.
I like it exactly where it is. And there are some, as User said, some really interesting people in this tournament. We got a couple guys playing tonight that are actually on their college's football teams for real. And they're taking a break from practice and getting ready for whatever games they've got coming up to be in our tournament. So that's exciting.
It's going to be a great night to watch all of the action unfold. And for everyone who is tuning in for the first time, let's walk you through the format for the event because we're in week 2 of conference play. We finished the qualifiers. We whittled it down to just one player representing each school. Here in conference play, though, for 4 weeks, they'll play against each other. The top 4 from each conference, they're moving on to the regional championships. Then it all leads up to the national championship where the top 2 from each conference will finally play interconference battles to determine who is our national champion and who will take home the biggest share of our $150,000 prize pool. It's going down between now and January 17th. And I got to say, we've already seen some great matches. We're loading up week 2 right now. We're going to see so many more big games coming up, but we got to catch everyone up, guys, with the schedule for the day because we're going 3 heats, 6 games in each heat, all leading up to our match of the week with the Florida Gators taking on the Tennessee Volunteers. Josh, I know a lot of people would think that this is going to be Florida. How do you feel this one is going to play out later tonight?
Well, if that's our marquee matchup, that's a good marquee matchup. And, obviously, when you talk about Florida, Tennessee, you're talking about a rivalry for real. I mean, that's SEC East. Last year wasn't really much of a fair fight on the field at 34-3 in favor of Florida. So a little retribution for the Volunteers, perhaps. They got a talented player on the sticks. That'll be fun to see in a few hours.
User, as we take a look deeper into the heats, we got to call out some of the big games here. Starting with Heat 1, we're going to feature battles in the ACC and the Big Ten. Which of these matches stand out to you?
Well, I'm still looking for Jack Ward. I think he's still going to be doing his thing. And then, my guy from Louisville last time, he was pretty solid. Derek Dorsey, I liked him.
Derek Dorsey on the football team. Tonight, he's on the sticks. We're also going to be seeing a battle for second place. 2 5-1 teams as Indiana takes on Northwestern there in the Big Ten. Looking at Heat 2, we've got an undefeated battle. 4-0 West Virginia will be taking on Oklahoma. Really fired up for that battle in the Big 12. And then to close it out later tonight, you saw Mr. Football on Oregon last show. He was able to take down Oregon State. Well, Johnny is back, and he's looking for another big win to go 5-0 in the Pac-12 against Arizona State. Big matches all the way. We'll be highlighting them throughout the night in Red Zone. And we want to give a shout-out to everyone in the chat. We know you're here for some luck. We know you guys want the drops. We're giving you something special tonight. We're kicking off the Campus Heroes promotion right now. You saw it all over the internet today. Use it for anyone who was sleeping in, maybe. Just waking up here at 7 p.m. Eastern. What did they miss?
Hey, listen, man, the Campus Heroes, that's the new promotion that EA just dropped. Listen, if you don't have your tab up, open up as many tabs as you can get so you can get a chance of winning these giveaways. We're giving away the Tim Tebow, the Pat Watkins, the Peter Ward. Man, we got all types of Campus Hero goons lined up for you.
How do you win? You just got to stay active in the chat. We got some awesome mods with their eyes out. So stay positive tonight, folks, and enjoy the show. Let us know which players you want to see, which teams you think are going to be popping off as we take a look at the standings. Let's start with the ACC. Notre Dame sitting at 6-0. Jack Kronstein is getting the job done. Looking over down a little bit further, you're going to see it's a 5-way tie at 4-2. Tonight, we'll get a few of those tiebreaker games. Over in the Big Ten, though, we have some more undefeated players as we have Nebraska's Robert Neely and Maryland also sitting at 6-0. Wisconsin, they got their work cut out for them, but I really love what's shaping up here in the Big Ten. It's pretty heavy-handed there on that left side. 6-0s, 5-1s. It's anyone's game to see who is going to come out with the top 4 spots in that region. We're going into the games right now, though. I'm told the ball has been kicked off, so let's get into the action, gentlemen. Louisville playing as Tampa Bay will have the ball first as they take on North Carolina, currently playing as Green Bay. Josh, take it away.
All right, so much appreciation to you. You're doing such a great job with this. And you mentioned Derek Dorsey with Louisville. He's a defensive lineman for that Cardinal football team, guy that's 6'3", 275. And they don't actually play this weekend. They got to wait and play Wake Forest next Saturday. So what else to do right now but to run with a little Ronald Jones with the Tom Brady handoff. Seen a lot of Tampa Bay against Green Bay, haven't we, User?
Yeah, that seems to be the matchup in Regs right now. Tampa Bay, Green Bay, and a little bit of Pittsburgh. You know, and I think I saw the Ravens last week. I really want to see if Derek Dorsey is going to step up his game. You know, he took 2 L's in the past couple of weeks. Let's see if he's made some adjustments to his game.
Well, he's going to fan this one out and creep his way to the 30-yard line. Louisville and North Carolina met for real in Chapel Hill 3 years ago when Lamar Jackson was still on the team for Louisville. It was a 4-touchdown game, no big deal. We're used to seeing that in Madden, whoever's got him.
Oh.
Brady picked off, and Green Bay and North Carolina getting on the board here first.
There's Tyler Mills out there lurking. He's 3-3 right now, so he's definitely fighting for his spot in this conference.
That was Tyler Mills with the interception, the pick 6 on the board. Let's jump over to another game, though. This is Purdue, just 1-5. They got the loss on our first week, now facing off against Jacob Turner, who sits at 5-1 for Illinois.
Little Tampa Bay, Kansas City. A lot of people thought that might be a Super Bowl this year. And the former LSU running back, Edwards-Helaire, will crunch forward. So as we look at these teams, User, with Purdue, now, this is Cheval Vyas at the control stick. He's up against Jacob Turner, who's 5-1.
Yeah, and if I ain't mistaken, Jacob Turner, he pulled out a tough win last week. I think it was versus Colin. You know, so he's 5-1. He's been looking good out here.
It's a grad student going for his PhD in chemistry. Is Jacob Turner. That's a good school for science, by the way, is Illinois. So you're looking now at 5 yards to get. Le'Veon Bell is going to try to push that pile. Not going to quite get it yet for Jacob Turner out of Hemlock, Michigan.
And Shivel shot the gap, but he just didn't have good user to make the tackle. You know, I like that he shot the gap, but you got to step that user up and kick him in the mouth in the backfield.
Sammy Watkins pushed out wide left. Just underway. We've got our red zone action going. Watkins trying to turn the corner. He's got that first down.
As we see Jacob Turner, he up on the center. You know, this is a dangerous offense because if somebody bring that user rush out on you, it can be very difficult to run up on the center.
Illinois had Jeff George at quarterback way back in the day. They're known more as a defensive school, kicking out guys like Simeon Rice, Dick Butkus back in the day. Edwards-Helaire, boy, speaking of defense, Tampa Bay's defense is strong.
And, you know, and I've been watching these Chiefs. We haven't had many matchups on the Chiefs, but I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm going to start seeing them more, especially where Tyreek has been balling.
All right, back to Louisville and North Carolina here with a fumble. Boy, Adrian Amos is having himself a game. That's the second time he's been in the end zone for the Pack.
And Derek Dorsey is getting a thumping right now. 2 turnovers for touchdowns. He's going to have to tighten the ship up.
That's Tyler Mills representing North Carolina. That's another team that's famous for some defense, right? Eric Ebron and on the offensive side, Trubisky on the offensive side, but I'll go old school Julius Peppers for you, Robert Quinn lately. You know this. I mean, you're a North Carolina guy.
Yeah, we solid, but, you know, we ain't no powerhouse like Miami or Florida State.
All right, Michigan and Minnesota looks like is this is ADD theater here is what we got going. And Michigan operating as Seattle for Abdullah Tarmoum. He's actually a Lions fan by choice. That's an odd choice. He is from Allen Park, Michigan, but he's going to go with Seattle. And he's knocking on the door here at the 18-yard line going in.
Let's see if Abdullah can step it up. You know, he's been taking plenty of L's. That's a big touchdown.
That's a pretty ball to Lockett right there. So Abdullah Tarmoum is ahead of Minnesota's Dylan Wilson now as we shift over and look at one of my favorite games going, Indiana and Northwestern. Now, full disclosure, user, I'm a Northwestern grad. So I'm with Richard Legler, who's on the rugby team. So I say that because, you know, if I didn't say it, he'd beat me up. Rugby players are tough. But this is a senior from Montreal up in Canada who's representing Northwestern. Northwestern until recently a number 8 nationally. Indiana has been as high as number 8 nationally this year. So two Big Ten schools that weren't always great in football by any means. They are really good this year, the both of them.
And I'm over here just watching Richard just create. He's cooking up all these dots. Let's see if it's a hot one. Uh-oh, that's booked.
Nope, going the other way. Kirksey's got it, takes it away from that creamsicle colored uniform. And this is Green Bay going downfield for Indiana.
Yeah, you know, the play always starts from the beginning. You know, whatever you create, you better hope that it's a hot one. And I could tell what Richard was drawing up. It just wasn't going to be open from the start. And I hope he didn't throw that interception, but as you see, he did.
Gentlemen, we'll jump back to that game in a moment. First, we got to show you what's happening here in Michigan. You just saw a score going in. Is this a replay of how they got there? We'll check it out one more time. Michigan versus Minnesota. This is Abdullah Tarmoum going up against Dylan Wilson from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I thought I saw Abdullah throw a dot out there.
Yeah, it's coming. Here it is one more time. Now, we want to know, is this a dot? There was a player on him, so I think we're just looking for terminology confirmation here, user.
Not technically that wasn't a dot because, you know, it could have been an interception. This year, that ball is a 50-50. But nah, I wouldn't qualify that as a dot.
Understood.
He's going to say it's a dot because he caught it for a touchdown. Now, I can guarantee you Abdullah saying that.
All right, we got the official production review on that one. We'll keep you guys updated with all of the terminology. I'm learning it, chat. Let us know if you got some words that you think need to be in our Madden dictionary. Put them in the chat right now. I'll let you take this one away, Josh Lewin. It's Illinois versus Purdue. Currently Tampa with the ball and moving it well.
Yeah, with Ronald Jones escaping. Look at that zigzag. That's some good stick right there. We thought this Illinois-Purdue game would be a really good one. And this is 5-1 against 4-2. And Jacob Turner for Illinois trying to get to 6-1. That was pretty shifty-nifty right there.
Yeah, and Shibble, he's going to have to fight because Jacob Turner, he's only took one loss. So he's solid on the sticks.
Here's your ACC battle, Virginia Tech versus Florida State. Both teams coming in with 4-2 records, and it looks like it's Seattle's Virginia Tech moving the ball.
Virginia Tech's got Tyree Saunders at the controls here, Puck, and this is an interesting guy because he's on the football team. He might be redshirting this year. He hasn't gotten into a game, but this was a kid coming out of Jacksonville, Florida, who was a big-time wide receiver called Showtime down there in Jacksonville. And Virginia Tech already has a good Jacksonville pipeline. They got Keyshawn King and Shamari Connor from out of there. Here's Lockett, and he'll get just to the goal line, but not in here for Virginia Tech. And the man we're talking about, Showtime, almost celebrated right there with a little Showtime from Lockett.
Yeah, Austin Phillips, it looked like he was about to pick that, then he came off the receiver. That was a bit bad mistake on his user right there. Oh, what a dot.
Now, full disclosure, Austin Phillips is from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I know that curries favor with user. But he's behind here. It's going to be 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, since he's from Charlotte, 704, he's going to have to stand up. He got to represent the city well.
Bouncing over to Indiana on the goal line here, gentlemen.
And meantime, was that a Shankosaurus on the extra point that I just saw? Did I see that right? I think it might be 6-0 in that game, not 7-0. That's what you get for assuming the extra point, right?
Yeah, I ain't going to lie. I missed it.
I think he missed it is what happened. Late first quarter here, and Indiana on the march. It's a great matchup, this Indiana Northwestern here anyway.
Yeah, both of these guys are 5-1. Harrison Cuff and Richard Legler. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it. In the Peyton Ramsey Bowl, that's the quarterback transferred from Indiana to Northwestern. As we get the very late stages of the first quarter in this one. Now, I know Heat won last week. It was, let's just say, a little bit of quicksand that people were operating in to start out. We did not see a lot of touchdowns early.
See if he's going to run commit right here, because if I'm him, I'm definitely selling out on the run right here.
To give to Aaron Jones here. He dots the I.
Stretch left.
And Aaron Jones surging in there for the touchdown.
All right, so another touchdown on the board there for Northwestern. Let's jump this one over to Pittsburgh. Another ACC battle. Pittsburgh versus Syracuse. 5-1 versus 4-2, and this could be a bomb.
Could be a book. Oh.
Now to the sideline, and another Green Bay-Tampa Bay matchup. Seeing so much of it. This time being played at Atlanta, that Mercedes-Benz Dome. Syracuse, by the way, with Mark Zodi at the controls, sports management guy from Greenwich, Connecticut, and he's got Ronald Jones to the house.
And Rico getting sticky going to the crib, running out that split close.
Pittsburgh the first on the board. Let's jump back over to Minnesota. It's Dylan Wilson with the ball.
Dylan Wilson, from what we understand, a finance major who, not for nothing, I'm impressed by this. I don't know if you saw this user. This guy's 6'5", and as a sophomore, I would think still has room to grow. So he might be the tallest competitor, trying to find a chair that's comfortable for him to sit in and get this tournament won. Dangerous pass right there, but he whistled it into Brown.
Abdullah trying to make a play. I like it, son. I like it. Like you said, you know, he's a Detroit Lions fan by choice. He's representing Michigan. You know, unfortunately, you know, he's continuing in Detroit ways. He hasn't been able to put a W up on his belt yet, but hopefully he can do that today. He's up, what, 6-0.
Yeah, with that shanked extra point that we thought we saw. And with Tom Brady on the other side here, I think that's of interest. You got a Michigan guy that's got to play against Tom Brady. And they'll get it down to about the 6-yard line here, with Michigan ahead of Minnesota, getting close to halftime already. And we'll see if Jones, yes, sir, can turn that corner. Now it's all about making the extra point.
Yeah, and Dylan must have saw something as he ran the no-huddle and said, hey, man, I ran this stretch to the left. Let me no-huddle and run this stretch to the right and walk in for an easy touchdown.
Last time we were with them, Northwestern just put up their first 7 points. Actually, that's Indiana, excuse me. So Indiana put up the first 7 points. Northwestern trying to tie things up with Tom Brady.
Yeah, Northwestern. Good for Richard Legler for picking the creamsicle color here, too, for Tampa Bay. But, yeah, they're inside the 10. 3rd and inches here. Oh. Boy, did he squirm and get it? That's close.
Nah, he's looking at a 4th and 1.
You going for it?
I would go out there and see what I would look at it. I would at least take a look at it. You know, go out there. If I don't like it, take the delay game, kick the 3. Right here, I would run power. I wouldn't run fullback dive. I wouldn't run sneak. I would just run halfback power.
Got Leonard Fournette out there as a running back. And let's see if they can get this done. Oh, they give instead to Jones, the fullback, and he toddles on in there for that 1st and goal. Well, he could have had the 3, but the finance major, he knows math. He says, I'm going to just keep on running it. Yeah, see how close I can get it here to a tie game.
He's down 7. He's trying to keep himself in the game. A lot of times, you know, these guys, they may feel the pressure. You know, we're not on the sticks. He say, hey, man, this guy I'm playing against, he's putting up points. I have to keep over.
We mentioned Richard Legler, the guy at the controls here for Northwestern, is on the rugby team. So he doesn't mind those scrums, doesn't mind giving it to the fullback. And he'll give it again. Jones trying to elbow forward. So that's 3 straight run plays, not a lot going on.
Yeah, Harrison, he has to line him up for a hit stick. Once again, he shot the gap. You get him in the backfield like that, you got to, you know, kick him in the chest.
How about Gronk on a cross here? Can you find your big tight end? That is Gronkowski lined up tight right for Richard Legler and Northwestern, trailing 7-0 here. Remember, these are two teams that have done very well in this tournament so far. Looking to throw. Brady's in trouble. Got to get rid of it.
And you see Richard, he's having a tough time inside this red zone trying to dial up a dot.
Northwestern quarterbacks of note, not many of them. Trevor Siemian comes to mind. Let's see what they got on 3rd and goal. Got a big target to Mike Evans out wide to the left. See if they work that way one time. Again, just a lot of power runs in this game so far.
Okay, we motioning the slant over.
All right, what do you got? There it is. There's Cameron Brate. Give it to the Harvard guy to edge his way into the end zone. That's nicely done.
It's a nice dot right there.
Great stuff coming in there as they are on the board. It's going to be all tied up. Here's a wide look at all 6 games going on at once. Reminder, we're looking at 4-2 Florida State versus Virginia Tech. Also at 4-2, a little tiebreaker battle there in the leaderboard. Pittsburgh looks to stay on top of Syracuse. We'll see if they can hold on to that. But more importantly, I know you guys in the chat are fired up for something special. We mentioned it. The Campus Heroes cards are out, and we're giving this one away. User, tell me about Peter Ward. Comes in at a 92 overall. This could be a nice deep threat for anyone's lineup.
As you already know, Peter Ward here, Florida State alumni. Of course, he was crazy in college. But yes, he's a deep threat receiver. Once you put that double brawl on him, 93, and see what team chems did Peter Ward get? Peter Ward, he got the Bengals and the Seahawks chem. So a lot of you guys who have them Seahawks chem, the Cam Chancellors, the Lockett's, the Metcalf, you can add Peter Ward to that, and you can also boost him up to 95, 96 speed Peter Ward. I'm not going to say he's a must-have, but he's definitely a nice addition to the Seahawks team.
He's a good addition to anyone's team, guys. The 2-time All-American from FSU, as we have Florida State live. Let's go in. Big box. Florida State going up against Virginia Tech. Again, this is the 4-2 matchup for both squads. A big game, and currently it's Florida State at the helm, 14-6 in this one.
All right, Puck, thanks. And Russell Wilson in trouble. Picked off. Boy, we switched over just in time, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Edwards taking it back inside the 5 and almost gets in.
Down to the 2-yard line. I thought he was going to take that to the Baja.
Well, remember, Florida State, Austin Phillips, just a freshman, by the way, but again, because he's from Charlotte, you're going to hear a little higher inflection from User every time something good happens. Not that he's against Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech, remember, as Brady finds Howard. Nicely done. I was going to say, Virginia Tech has got an actual pokey player at the sticks here, Tyree Saunders. And right now, he's in some trouble. He's down 21-6 to a freshman.
And that's a dot, Puckett, if you was wondering.
I thought that was a dot. I thought that was on my dot watch. Let's go over to Illinois. Here's a dot for you. Let's put another 6 on the board as they're breaking the 20 mark.
Well, and remember, Illinois with Jacob Turner running this. I mean, this is a good team. It's a good player. As we look at Louisville, North Carolina now, here's another couple of players that I know you like a lot. Derek Dorsey and Tyler Mills going at it.
And these guys are starting to run away with it. Derek Dorsey, he started off the game with two turnovers for touchdowns. And as you see, the trend has just continued. Now he's down 28-0 without the ball.
We'll bounce out of this one after the kick going over to Indiana.
Mason Crosby's automatic, former Colorado Buffalo. Yeah, let's take a look at Indiana Northwestern. And again, that missed extra point might come back to bite. But right now on the march, on the move, down near the 10-yard line here. Actually inside the 10 at the 9. And it's Aaron Rodgers looking.
It's big right here. Good pocket. Good pocket. Oh,
lobbing it in there. And it's going to end up beyond him.
Aaron Rodgers got to throw that dot right there. He has to throw that
Yeah,
dot.
he had him. Just had to feather it on in. Couldn't do it.
I think this is going to be the game of the heat right here. Not game of the week, but game of the heat.
Our game of the week, our match of the week still to come. He pushed that one, didn't he?
Wide right.
Wide right. And are you surprised that he kicked that with still 5 seconds on the clock? I thought he could have run one more play.
Nah, 5 seconds. It's a boot
Oh,
six right here
Shaq
by
Griffin.
Abdullah. He's going to the Baja. Let's go. Get on your horse.
Touchdown, Michigan.
Abdullah is trying to pull out a win. He is 0 for 6 in the tournament. He says, not today. I will lose no more.
Tonight's his night, baby. We're not going 007. Get James Bond out of here as we go full screen. This Virginia Tech trailing big against Florida State. You mentioned it. They missed the extra point. Well, they need to start putting some points on the board here.
Well, you just saw William Golston play to get the ball almost away, and now Winfield does take it away for Florida State. Yeah, this thing, not even at halftime yet, is going freakishly well for Austin Phillips at FSU. Now, of course, that's where Derwin James went, Florida State. User, you know this better than anybody. Of all NFL players currently that can actually run that stick, Derwin James is top of the heap.
Yeah, Derwin James, he been doing his thing on the Derwin versus the World. I must say that. I mean, he didn't put hands on me, but the way you said it was like, you know it better than anybody. Like, hold on now. He didn't put hands on me.
Anybody in the NFL currently, last I checked, you're not on an NFL roster. Last I checked. Did Mike Evans make that catch?
Nah, incomplete. Yeah, but Derwin's definitely tough, man. I got to give it to him. He looks good out there.
There's a lot of Florida State to talk about in Madden. Derwin James, of course, Deion Sanders is from there. Jalen Ramsey, Dalvin Cook. And the crossover continues to be so much fun. NFL players that are getting into Madden and are really excelling at Madden.
Hot one.
Yep, Mike Evans out of A&M is going to score.
I think I know what's going to happen in that game. We'll have to stay tuned to find out. Meanwhile, over in Louisville.
Does Derek get on the board?
No, he's going to get crushed. He's going to get Tom Brady killed. Is what's going to happen.
And Tom Brady doing him a favor, holding on to that ball.
So just to reset on this one, North Carolina with Tyler Mills running it here. This is some kind of performance against Derek Dorsey, a guy that we talked very glowingly about coming in.
Screen.
This ball.
Nice play call. Okay, Derek.
Yeah, he's got Leonard Fournette. He'll spin in there. All right, so no more zero.
Nice job there to finish off the run by Leonard Fournette. Let's jump back over. This Harrison Cobb for Indiana going up against Riker Legler.
And Aaron Jones cannot turn the corner. A little tangerine dream of Tampa Bay right there.
And that was big. You know, he missed that field goal before half. Now he's down without the ball. He needs to come up with a stop right here on 3rd and 8.
We've seen missed field goals, seen a missed extra point. Seems like every time we go red zone, somebody's missing a kick here. I'm ready for somebody to throw the ball 73 yards here. I think Aaron Rodgers got it in him.
Playing on the safety.
Oh, it goes the other way instead. Murphy Bunting taking it away for Tampa Bay.
It looked like he had a step on him.
That's what I thought too.
It was just it was a bad pass. You know, I probably would have waited a little bit longer. No, I wouldn't do that.
Gentlemen, let's jump out of this one as we head back over. It's Illinois' Jacob Turner.
And with Tom Brady finding Mike Evans, that's a pretty pass right there to move the chains.
That's a dot. Lazy.
Who was the first guy that used dot, by the way? I want the history on that.
I don't know. We have to ask Donnie Moore on that. He just took off. We've been saying dot for years now.
Somebody had to say it first, though. Underneath to Brown. Antonio Brown with a little skate move. Can he go?
A little stop and go.
Oh, the dipsy-do. And in there for 6 more.
Oh, there's no worse feeling than missing that tackle. Let's jump back over to North Carolina, gentlemen. And I need to know, user, what's a dump truck? Because chat keeps spamming that word.
Dump truck, what they're trying to do right now is rob you of everything you got, Cookie. Okay, remember the chat, they can be your friend and they can be your enemy. They want all the cards you get ready to give away tonight in one row.
Okay.
The whole shebang. They want Tim Tebow, Pat Watkins, Peter Boyd, Terrence Lawrence. They want everything rolled up into one and give it to them, to one person.
They want you to make it rain, basically, Bucket, and just like bring it all at one time. And that's not how this works. We got to be a little delicate about this.
I do have some experience in that world. We'll see if I bring it out tonight. Trace Armstrong, David Pollock still up for grabs a little bit later tonight, as well as Tim Tebow. We'll get to that in a moment. For now, another touchdown's on the board.
Yeah, every time you switch to this game, North Carolina's scoring. So we're going to see 38-7 here in just a moment. And Louisville, which came in with high aspirations and expectations, getting rolled right now.
Yeah, Derek Dorsey, he's 4-2, and Tyler Mills is 3-3. I thought he was going to, put up a better fight.
Aaron Rodgers getting free, and he'll get elbowed down right around the 3-yard line. Last year on the actual playing field, Indiana destroyed Northwestern 34-3. This is a much closer game. And two schools that have really stepped it up for their fan bases here this season. Northwestern finally losing for the first time last week to Michigan State. Aaron Jones trying to sandwich his way in there. He is just shy.
And Harrison trying to punch this thing in here to go up. I don't know if to go by. And this is a tough situation because if you score, it's always been a debate. Hey, do you go for 2 and make it a 2-possession game, or do you kick the field goal and, make the other person have to go for 2?
Well, either way, I think he's going to creep across the goal line right about now. Yep, there's Aaron Jones to take it in.
So I'm wondering if he's going to go for 2 and try to make it a 2-possession game, or just kick his extra point.
We'll find out in a moment. Right now, we got a goal line attack coming in from Pittsburgh.
And Tom Brady fans it out. Jones can't quite get there for Pitt. These two teams played for real back in September, Syracuse and Pitt.
Yeah, Rico
Panthers winning that game there. Yeah.
Rico trying to punch this ball in. He's 5-1, only has 1 loss on his record. Mark is 4-2. See if he can hold the door.
Gonna motion Gronk here.
Inside zone, cut back.
And man, Fournette able to tumble in there for that touchdown. Barely got across.
Fournette scoring for everybody tonight. Let's go back to what User was looking for. Would they go for 2 or would they go with the safe kick? It looks like they're playing safe tonight, User.
All right. It's not a bad call either way. I've seen the debate. Wesley had the debate up a couple weeks ago. What would you do in that situation? It's not a bad call either way. Hey, if you're in that position, you're up either way.
We see the Pitt fans in the chat, but let's take you to Minnesota right now. Trailing against a man who has not won a game yet. It could be his night, but not if they stay in this one tight. Going toe-to-toe in the first half. Now in the fourth quarter with just 1:18 left on the clock. User, is this one locked up for Michigan?
No, it's not locked up because he's going for 2 right here. And he's trying to be a spoiler, trying to make sure he don't get his first win. Let's see what the play call is going to be. Inside zone.
And
easy touchdown.
Fighting
Easy
in there.
point.
15 up. So much Leonard Fournette in this heat number 1. Get you back to that Indiana Northwestern tilt here. That ball dropped over the middle as we get late third quarter in this one. Remember, Indiana and Northwestern, couple of teams that are 5-1 in this tournament.
Hey, can we go back to that game? I'm trying to see if Abdullah can clutch up in 1:18.
We'll get there in a moment. I don't want to spoil it, User, but that was a replay.
Oh, a pick here. Indiana takes it away and trying to salt it away.
Big interception right there. And see, everything been going downhill since my guy missed that field goal right before half. Momentum.
Well, off the field for Indiana, there was some bad news this week. Their great quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., is out for the year, ripped up an ACL. But here in Madden, all going quite nicely for Indiana, up by 8 with possession of the ball, almost to the fourth quarter. Aaron Jones,
nice run.
He'll swerve on in there, touchdown.
Indiana's running away with this one. Let's go over to Syracuse in their battle against Pitt. Again, the 4-2 team taking on a 5-1. It's Rodgers.
He's got him. He's got him. He's got Devontae Adams, and this thing's going to be even up.
Nice.
Let's take our screen over to Tech after the kick. Is it good? I assume it is. For now, it looks like Virginia Tech's in scoring position.
You guys are jumping away from extra points too early. We're not assuming anything these days with all these kicks being missed. Russell Wilson staying inbounds in this one, but Virginia Tech is almost out of time.
DJ Shano in the chat. I see you, man. Save time. What's going on, fellas? Nice.
Will Disley is going to escape into the end zone.
Nice.
All right, so not dead yet here.
After the replay, we'll take our screen back over to Minnesota. You wanted to know what was happening with Abdullah Tarmoum and Dylan Wilson? Well, the conclusion. They had 1:18 left on the clock last time we checked in.
Let's see if they get their two-pointer here. Yeah, sure, and that's smart. You can make it a two-score game at 31-17. And here we go. Here's that Michigan-Minnesota. 15-15, but look at the field position here. That is a long way to go in 20 seconds.
OT's coming.
Might see a little Madden overtime.
He gave up the bomb. He gave it up.
No way. No way! Are you kidding me? That's going to end it. Michigan over Minnesota.
We're going to call you
95 yards. Are you kidding me, Abdullah?
Minnesota over Michigan. Other way around, gentlemen.
Oh, I had it wrong.
Brutal way to lose that game after dominant start for Michigan's Abdullah. He kind of ran out of gas. Minnesota with the 2-point. Keeps them at 15-15 and then closes it out with that bomb. User, what went wrong there? How can we help our man Abdullah from going 0-8 in his next game?
He has to finish. He put together a great game plan. You know, with 15 seconds left, he has to go and prevent D. Is what you see my guy right here, Dylan is going with right now. Make sure you do not give up that bomb with 15 seconds left. He didn't have any timeouts. I cannot believe Abdullah did that.
Dylan Wilson grabs an oar and rows the boat for PJ Fleck. Yeah, that's going to seal it right there. A little somersault, get up, celebrate a 22-15 win.
I ain't
the
trying
Ohio
to say
State. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to say him being a Detroit Lions fan and represent Michigan and all that stuff that has to do why he hasn't got a win, but it could have something to do with it.
I got to say, as an Ohio State fan, I'm really happy to see it. Sorry for your rough night, Abdullah Tarmoum, but congratulations to Minnesota's Dylan Wilson. He's going to get the first win here in Heat 1. We got 4 minutes left on the clock, though, for Indiana versus Northwestern. Northwestern trying to get in the end zone.
Yeah, this thing's not over here. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Northwestern grad.
Nice fight for it.
Ronald Jones, fight on. That's what USC says. He's a USC guy.
He's going for 2 right here. He should.
Got to. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
wow.
He's not.
Not a math major is our Richard Legler of Northwestern.
Who knows?
Well, you still need the 8 next time, right? I mean, you don't have to get it right there. I get it. Syracuse Pitt, they're all knotted up late in the game. More Tampa Bay, Green Bay. More Gronk inside the 5.
Was that dot-worthy?
Yeah, that was definitely dot-worthy. It doesn't have to be spectacular, but when you make a good read, you know what I'm saying, you got to award the dot.
Nice and clean.
Pitt's got Rico Shuley here at the control sticks. He's a golfer, by the way, and this is a gimme putt right now. He's got it first and goal at the 5 with 2 minutes to go. Mark Zodi representing Syracuse, by the way, senior. And can he stand tall? Can he knock back this Pittsburgh attack in the final 2 minutes?
User, what's the strat here? Are you just running this 3 times? You got 2 minutes on the clock, all the timeouts in the world available.
You're running it, but you still want to make sure that you somehow make him think you're going to pass. Do a bunch of fake hot routes, take your time. Like, you know, I could be passing. But you want to run it because at the end of the day, you're trying to burn his timeouts as he walks in for the easy touchdown on the inside zone. And
a lot of clock now.
And you're going to be safe with it, you know.
I think that's always smart in general. Take what you can get when you can get it. I mean, there was that running lane right there. Might as well grab it and trust your defense. Tampa Bay's defense, but when you play that D, by the way, user, that's not a bad defense to have, right? I mean, there's a reason that so many of these guys are for grabbing Tampa Bay. Seems like a good balance, their offense and their defense.
We'll jump back to that game in a moment to see if Syracuse can answer back, but here's a strike down the middle, or is it? It's going the other way, gentlemen.
Yeah, more Antoine Winfield. Every time we blink, there's another Winfield pick for somebody. And Florida State is going to seal the deal here against Virginia Tech, and the guy that we've talked about a lot already on this broadcast, the guy that's been trying to represent the actual football team and Madden as well, in Tyree Saunders.
Yeah, Austin Phillips, he came out and put together a great game plan today. You know, Tyree, both of them had the same record, 4-2.
Austin Phillips, who is a big Tampa Bay fan, he says, grabbing his favorite team and running with it, sports management major, just a freshman. Oh, and he's putting on a little show here. Got Mike Evans in the back of the end zone.
How does that happen? I don't know how Mike Evans goes unguarded, but well done. Let's take a look at Indiana here as Florida State is going to celebrate their victory. Just 26 seconds left on the clock in that one. Here, though, a minute 50. With a 2-point conversion, we could see a tie score.
Well, except they
you got to stop the ball first,
yeah.
right?
Right. Indiana's got to convert this 3rd and 4 to take it out of their hands.
Oh,
it goes the other way.
Not going to say I saw it coming, but the producer told me, guys.
Oh, well, see, you got ahead of yourself there. We're looking at you all side-eyed. Like, what is he talking about? Tell the producer to shut up.
You got to run the ball right there. You cannot throw that. Have to run the ball. Like, to seal it, worst case scenario, you don't get it. You take his last time out. You kick the 3. You're up 2 possessions.
Now, keep in mind, you've only got 1 timeout to work with. You got a $1:45 on the clock. This is a good finish coming, though, here. You got 89 yards you got to get if you are Richard Legler. Repping Northwestern. And he's got his man. He's got Godwin to get it to the 40. That's a great start. A little underneath to Ronald Jones, not as much success. And again, if you don't use the sidelines, that becomes a problem now because you're down to the 1 timeout. 3 wide left side, Antonio Brown closest to the line.
Oh!
Ooh, dangerous pass, huh?
Yeah, that was dangerous.
And you got to use that last timeout because you didn't get anywhere near out of bounds. 45 yards to get for Richard Legler from Montreal, and trying to get Northwestern in position to rally and force overtime. Both these teams, Indiana and Northwestern, 5-1. That's both on the field and in our tournament. Gronkowski muscles his way to the 35, but again, inbounds. Got to take your shot at some point, right? Oh, Jackson picks it, and that'll do it. He can just sit down if he wants to, but I think he's getting greedy.
Oh, yeah, he got to throw salt on the wing. You know how that goes.
Oh, man. 65-yard pick 6, and Indiana is going to get it done against Northwestern.
If he would have waited, you know, and that's something that I talk to my chat about all the time. If it ain't open, don't throw it, especially when the game's on the line. I know it's easier said than done, but if it ain't open, don't throw it.
Had a chance. Now those dreams are shattered. Indiana's going to take the 2nd pole position there in the Big Ten Conference. Let's go over, though, to another strike from Syracuse, trying to move the ball with 51 seconds left.
Yeah, this is a great finish here between Syracuse and Pitt. See if Mark Zodi can get this done. Sports management major, going to try to manage his way downfield. He needs 28 more yards, and the score here, the touchdown, to force overtime against Pitt.
Was that a fail on 4th? It was.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I thought he saw 1 more down to get. Well, you'll burn your timeouts, but you're not really mathematically in it here. You're going to be 1 timeout away from the possibility of getting the ball back. So Pitt, it looks like, will survive this one. Rico Shuley, nice job. Got to run the ball, I guess, Shady McCoy style if we're talking Pittsburgh, or James Conner.
You see Mark putting everything on aggressive, hoping to get his guys to make a play.
Yeah, I got to pop that ball loose. That's the only chance you got. But the ball is secured, and the game is all but secured now, too, because the Cuse is out of timeouts. They'll be able to run this down to about, well, what do we got here? There's 44 seconds now.
This could be the last play. All depends. If he nails it, then we'll have, 1 or 2 seconds. But if he runs the ball, I think this is the last play of the game.
Well, it's not the last time we'll see Tampa Bay against Green Bay, I promise you, in this tournament here tonight. All but over here, barring a miracle. Pitt against Syracuse.
And he throws the ball.
And takes the sack, but took seconds off the clock. And as you can see, the play clock and game clock, they pretty much mirror each other here. And Cuse can't stop the clock. So Pitt, all they really had to do right there, user, is just not turn the ball over, and they win.
Yeah, you're lucky, because that could have been a sack fumble.
But you see how it matches up here, the game clock and the play clock. So this is all but over now. And congratulations, Pitt, finding a way. This is a good game.
And there it is, gentlemen. I think with that final kneel, we are going to see our first heat come to an end. Big wins for a lot of teams that needed them today. Tyler Mills from North Carolina to kick things off here. Getting the blowout win over Derek Dorsey was kind of the surprise of the first heat for me. Gentlemen, what was the best game, though, in your eyes? User, let's start with you to open things up. Were there any players that stood out? Were there any colleges that you're surprised by their play here in week 2 versus week 1?
Abdullah, he was 0-6 and then he was putting it together. I started to ask myself, is this the same Abdullah that's been getting popped? Because this guy's looking different. And then sure enough, game comes down to the end, it's the same guy. The same guy. I thought he was going to pull out his first win today, but he didn't do it.
Dylan Wilson with the comeback win of the day. Sorry to cut you off there, Josh, but Florida State celebrating another huge win, 38-17. They now improved to 5-1, breaking that 5-way tie, and will currently hold the number 2 spot in the ACC, at least for now.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting. Louisville and Virginia Tech were the 2 teams that had the actual on-the-field college D1 players, and those guys lost by 34 and 21 points, respectively. So shout out to the full-time gamers in this one, because they won most decisively.
Absolutely. And shout out to everyone in the chat. Keep those Madden terms coming. I'll be asking user about your dictionary throughout tonight's show. We'll get all of those explained for you guys. And also, we've got more drops to come, more giveaways as well in the chat. I think up next, we got David Pollock, the Bulldog from Georgia, is going to be given away in just a moment. Speaking of Georgia, you'll get a chance to see them next week in action as we take a look at the battles here in our second heat. Kansas taking on TCU is going to be a good one, but West Virginia, Oklahoma, the battle of the 2 undefeated teams in the Big 12 is going to be my game to watch. Gentlemen, as you take a look at the slate, any other games that have tickled your fancy here?
Well, I like Baylor and Texas just because that's such a great rivalry anyway. But I'm with you, West Virginia and Oklahoma. Jonathan Tran for Oklahoma, fascinating guys, 25 years old, engineering major, going all the way from Seattle to Norman, Oklahoma to try to get himself that education. And he's really good on the stick. So I like that game a lot too.
All right, user, we saw Jonathan Tran last week. He had a lot of fans in the chat. Does he go 5-0 today over West Virginia?
I don't know. He skated by last week, and Alex Oates, he's undefeated too. I think Alex gets him this week. We'll see.
That's going to be the big matchup coming up in Heat 2. Don't go anywhere, guys. And if you're just joining us for the first time here on Level Next GG, drop that follow button. You are watching live here on the official home of collegiate esports. We'll be right back.